Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends. And before I play that wonderful intro, I wanted to wish you all a very happy 2022. That's right, new year, same amazing Talking Town content coming your way, same amazing hairstyle. How do I do it? As you can tell, same shit jokes as well. Look, listen, right? I'm going to sit here just as we play the intro and finish off the last of the cheese board. There is the Mexicana with the last of the rich cracker. It is the 2nd of January. I am finishing a little bit later than normal. So while I play the wonderful intro and you hear from our wonderful partners, I'll be finishing off the cheese board and then we'll be launching ourselves into 2022. Mwah! Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Welcome one, welcome all, unless you're a Lincoln City supporter. And welcome to Talking Town, the podcast, the platform for fans of Ipswich Town by the fans of Ipswich Town FC. I've got my 1970s curtains. They're rocking, they're rolling. If I unleashed the beast, you would see nothing but light because the sun is actually the sun. I know in January, Joe, it's been one of the hottest New Year's on record. I don't know about you, but this climate change ain't all bad, you know. I don't mind rocking my Speedos in January. There's a New Year image for you there. Look at that. Beautiful. Anyway, welcome one, welcome all. Over 3,000 of you have subscribed. You are all miracles and we love you all. The only people we love maybe a little bit more than the guys and girls that subscribe are the wonderful, the amazing Talking Town 5th Stand Ultras, the guys that let the flares off, wave the banners, pay for the coach parties, pay for the beer, all of that sort of jazz. They are the guys and the girls in reality that keep us afloat, keep us going, keep the platforms lights switched on, computers rolling, Cruncher in beautiful Dutch shirts that I can see him in today. You got that treat coming up. But no, honestly, thank you all so much for supporting us through our Ko-Fi. If you do want to join that wonderful list of people, you can do so via the link that's now in the description or a pinned comment. If you can't contribute monthly, that's okay. You can contribute through our YouTube super chat way. If you look at your live chat, you'll see a big square with a big $sign in it. If you want to do a super chat, click that button there. All YouTube super chats are read out, much to the annoyance, as we found out just before New Year, to Mike Fisherman Brown. Every time he went, there we go, £5, missed Ipswich, sorry, €5, missed Ipswich Town. Happy New Year, Gov. Hopefully a great 2022. Do I get my name in there yet? Yes, you are on the new list. I've seen the new list. You are on it. You are on it, Mr. Ipswich Town. We have made sure you are on it. Thank you for your contributions. But yes, the fisherman wasn't overly happy with it. Welcome in, Kev. Hope you're well. Hello, Martin. Hope you're okay. Thanks go to Sarah Davis Smith, the Talking Town family. And we are a family because look at this wonderful motley crew that we are. Look at us. Beautiful, stunning people. I think Kev's in that one as well. So good on him. But he's not been getting nice messages. Kev, send them the hard truth way, my friend. They'll look after you. Matt and Rich don't mind getting the tables, as they call them. Roy Clark, welcome in. Lee Brown, Sarah Davis, Happy New Year to you all. Right, let's bring in our first contributor to the afternoon, the one, the only. How's your cheese board going?
I had cheese and biscuits yesterday, actually.
Only yesterday? It's already up +1 today. What's wrong with you?
I had a little bit of like continental meats with it as well. You know, like them little Spanish tapas.
Oh, yes. I've got some of those in the fridge, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. Pepperoni, salami, Parma ham. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Absolutely love that. Love that. Have you got any rich crackers left?
No.
No.
Lizzie bought Jacobs. Not quite the same level. You know, the one off Wallace and Gromit, the orange
Yeah,
box.
yeah. I've got one of those in the cupboard right at the back. I bought one.
Okay.
£1 from the Cruncher. Get here. Look at that, look, from the backstage. He's dropped the pound. We'll pick it up. Do not worry, Crunch. We'll keep the pound safe.
Big shout out to Kev. Don't worry about trolls on social media, Kev. They're just trying to make you feel as miserable as what they do. Yes. So don't you worry about them.
Which, if you looked some of their profile pictures,
are these people Ipswich fans? It annoys me if they're Ipswich fans, and I say fans very loosely.
Yeah, well, it does annoy you, that, doesn't it? It annoys you on a regular basis. It really does.
I just think he's pathetic. We all support the same football club. People
you think it's pathetic. Well, I love your Essex accent when you try and get the T's in the middle of a word. they don't. The water in Gibraltar ain't what it oughta.
But I can't talk. Just 2022, new year. Let all this kind of stuff wash off your back, because just people are just miserable and trying to make you feel bad as well.
What is the New Year resolution at Talking Town Towers? We've slapped it all around the walls, big posters everywhere. Chill out.
Chill out.
Chill out.
And make lemonade.
Yeah, plenty of lemonade. We have got actually, you know what? We've got a fairly busy show. We've got the 2022 hopes for town. How many games we'll lose in 2022? Got the January shopping list. The three of us have put together a shopping list individually of what we feel McKenna and Ashton, or as David Brent as you call him, should be going after in the January sales. Big posters of drilling everywhere, says Mike D. I can guarantee there's not a single picture of drilling anywhere at Talking Town Towers, and there will be. Although you could call it like the drilling reception. I don't know, something like that. When you have your own tower. One day, Mike, when we have our own Talking Town Towers, our own recording studio, we'll do something Aaron drilling, just to
like our friends at Celtic do.
Absolutely,
studio, haven't they?
Absolutely, it's the way forward. It's the future, my friends. It's the future. But no, I was going to say. Yes, New Year's Day, no game this time. How did you spend your brand new, shiny and clean, fresh day of 2022?
I was sat around watching telly. Is what everyone else doing? Yeah. We've been shortchanged again this year, haven't we? No Boxing Day football, no New Year's football. Annoying, massively annoying. But yeah, we went out for a bit of a stroll. My son got a scooter for Christmas, so he was being a bit more of a daredevil than I'd hoped for in the park. He's trying to turn into Evil Knievel, I think. I was being that sort of overly cautious dad. Hey, come back here. But it was all good. And it was like a mini heat wave, wasn't it? Because I was out.
It was.
I was out, and people were walking their dogs.
£10 from Roy Clark. Look at that. Started 2022 with a bang. Here's old Roy. Love it, Roy. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, people walking their dogs, cycling in shorts.
Absolutely. What? Yeah, you see, it's a hot old one. I had my in-laws round all day and late into the evening because I said, get them round on the 1st of January to the wife, thinking, I'm at Lincoln till at least 6:30. And then the fucker's cancelled. And I was like, oh, shite. This is backfired in a spectacular fashion. But hello, love. All right.
That sounds like sort of like 70s sitcom on BBC or something. Terry and June.
I thought she was out. I thought she was out. Right, I'm going to bring in the crunch in while I go and apologise to the wife. Hey, there you go.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year. You're going to darts, yeah? You're going darts
tonight? Alexandra Palace for tonight, and I'm absolutely buzzing.
Are you wearing the Dutch top?
Not allowed no football shirts, Matt.
Oh,
no colours.
No colours.
It's like a nightclub, mate. You can't wear colours.
Oh. Martin doesn't think it's a sport anyway, by the way, everyone.
Any sport where you look, sportsmen, right? They put electrolytes in their body. They put all sorts of different drinks. Darts players, the Guinness, please, love. Like, that's not a sport.
Not like that now. It's not like that now.
No,
that's not a sport. It's like snooker.
It did used to be like that, but
yeah.
It's very entertaining, isn't it? I mean, the matches last night were fantastic.
Yeah, great standard. So looking forward to that tonight.
Who
were you watching last night when the darts was on?
What was I watching?
Yeah.
Spotify. The Spotify app now. They got the lyrics. So the in-laws and they were singing. They were karaokeing basically.
Ooh.
I was sat here playing Football Manager, and they were karaoke.
There you go. Different year, same thing.
Yeah.
Cheers to that, my friends.
Rich,
Hey, look.
Rich, who are you supporting tonight then on the darts? Who's your man to go to tonight?
I think Michael Smith in the second game. And then I think, the first game is it's a battle of the Scots, isn't it?
79p from the Fisherman. I didn't see it. It was so small. Sorry, Mike.
79p?
Cheers, Mike. We love you. Mwah. Happy New Year to the Fisherman. Josh says, I agree, Gov. It's not a sport for me either. And Matt said, though, you've got a massive TT flag.
No, you're not allowed football stuff. Anyway, Josh, I'm looking forward to when Josh's first fight is. We're all going to be there.
What's he doing?
Well, yes,
Boxing.
is he boxing? He's actually
Apparently.
Is he? Brilliant. We'll get you there.
Ben Moore will be in the corner.
Ben Moore, he's his trainer, isn't he?
It'll be like Mickey and Rocky.
Yes.
You gotta put him in the bread basket.
Absolutely. Great one. Josh, let us know when that is. We'll get a load of people down. We'll get a coach-worthy load of people from Mrs. Buses, of course. Colin's favourite bus provider. Robert Grimsby, darts is fantastic. Way to beat Smith 6-4 and Anderson 6-3 versus Wright. That means fuck all to me, Crunch.
Anderson v. Wright will be good, I think.
Yeah, that's the first match on, so we'll see.
Brilliant pub sport.
What colour hair we'll have, Matt, tonight?
I find it amazing. Is it bad to put all that amount of colour in your hair over a short
His
period?
wife does it all. His wife does it all, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's hairdresser.
See? And Stills like me struggles to get excited over two people throwing pointed projectiles into the board.
But and Steele, you don't even like Ed Sheeran, so get in the bin.
I mean, I can't defend down there. To be fair, like Ed is Ed. Ed's a hero. He's a legend. He's a town. They were talking about it last night because one of the in-laws is a Norwich fan. Bless him. He's had a hard life. And
Did you sing the song to him?
What, they get battered everywhere they go?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No, but he did say apparently that he was thinking Ed Sheeran might pop along to Elton's concert at Carrow Road. I said, no fucking chance. No chance. He ain't going to pop along to Carrot Road, is he? Like, can you imagine the PR stunt that would turn out to be? Ipswich Town sponsor on stage at Carrot Road. Like, there's some stuff you just can't be getting away with, I would have thought. But this is an interesting question for you both, to divert from the darts. Who's the biggest star? Elton John or Ed Sheeran? Which one benefits the most out of the partnership that they've currently got?
It's funny because Elton had never had a Christmas #1, had he, Matt?
He hadn't. No.
But he has now. But was that down to Lad Baby, or was it down to Ed?
It was down to the charity, wasn't it? Because you were supporting the charity. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I would say Ed's bigger than Elton now. I mean, Elton doesn't really he's back to retire, isn't he? But certainly, obviously back in the day, Elton was that level of fame. But of course, Elton didn't have social media. He was just he could only reply on TV and radio play, couldn't he?
I've seen him in concert at Portman Road, Matt, once. Elton John.
I'm supposed to see him last year. It's been put back to 2023 at the O2.
Nick Muller went to Leighton Orient versus Bristol Rovers. Wasn't called off till fans are arriving.
Yeah, I see that was very late.
And still went and saw a decent game. Stowe versus Coggleshall.
No,
5-0
Bristol Rovers coach diverted to Sutton yesterday.
Did it?
Yeah, and Lee Brown was at Sutton yesterday. I see he was down there watching Sutton beat Exeter 2-1.
Oh, nice.
They're third in the division.
Are they?
Yeah, in the 4th division, they're third.
Got some sad news. Got some sad news in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Please bow your heads because apparently the bromance is over. Josh Russell, as much as I love Ben, he'd never be in my corner. You wouldn't get Rocky without Mickey, would you? You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. You know, you wouldn't get.
Who's a bigger diva, by the way, Elton John or Mike the Fisherman?
Oh,
no contest.
Yeah, that's a knockout in the first round. That's not even close. So where are you on snooker being a sport? As we're talking about things that aren't sports that aren't.
Big fan. I've been to the Masters a lot of times at Alexander Palace.
It ain't a sport though, is it?
Of course it is.
Bloke can sit his ass for 6 hours and not do anything. I think it's like cricket, to be fair. Stood in the field doing that jack shit. The other night, you were talking about a cricket player being bored while playing the sport he's paid to play. I was thinking, you wouldn't get this in football. That's like Ronaldo saying, I'm bored playing the right wing.
It's very, it's kind of mental, isn't it, darts and snooker?
Yeah.
Remember Cliff Thorburn, Rich?
Yeah, the grinder.
He said, I remember
not that website, by the way, folks.
He said he was doing it. He was at the Masters or the Worlds or wherever it was. I remember seeing an interview with him, and he got to like a break of like 40, 45, whatever. And then suddenly he said his mind was gone. and he was shaking, and he deliberately missed the next one so he could go back and sit down and just get his mind together. So I think darts to snooker, you've got to be really mentally on it.
The first 147, didn't he? Cliff Foreman at I think it was a Crucible. Do you remember Bill Werbenick, the big Canadian?
He was an Ipswich fan.
He had the screen and he was watching round.
Yeah, he was an Ipswich fan, apparently. Big Bill. Now, he did sink a few pints, didn't he, while the game was going
Yes.
Look, big break, bully. They're
Great
the two
player.
things
Great,
that you want to watch.
program. Big break. It's only a game,
It
so
is.
put up a real good
You
fight.
get home from Putnam Road in the 90s, stick on Big Break, then Gladiators.
Yeah.
What a Saturday night that was. You know, the wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf. He was awesome. He was great. Totally was it for the wolf. Clearly. Eureka Johnson, Fashnu presenting it. Great times, the 90s. Really just amazing times. You know, you come home from Marshall's mullet to the Big Break.
Marshall's mullet.
To the Gladiators. Yes.
That's when Jim Davidson was allowed on the telly.
Yeah, prime time as well. Absolutely shocking, right? Talking of shocking, what have we got? Oh, let's have our thoughts on the COVID situation currently, because EFL now dropping match day tests. So
they're dropping match day tests, you're saying, and the Bristol Rovers Leighton Orient game was cancelled on the match day. So how did that work out?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, you're going into this world of the unknown, aren't you?
You can go to the EFL where no one's got a clue what's going on.
Jet was my favourite gladiator, Matt Stannard.
Jet was your favourite? Okay. Matt, favourite gladiator?
I didn't really have one, to be honest with you. There was no one I sort of like.
Yeah, Ben likes catchphrase. That was another great programme.
Yeah. Say what you see. Roy Walker.
Yeah.
One of the best. One of the absolute
Blockbusters
best.
Still on. Blockbusters. Do you remember Blockbusters?
I do. Kid from our school was on Blockbusters. From the 60s.
My favourite gladiator, probably, I don't know, yes, some great ones. Like Rhino was great. Wolf. What could be Wolf? Just for the pure comedy value of what Wolf was. You know, if you saw the Wolf, you knew the contestant was going to win because the Wolf was shit. But he thought he was epic. It was like a pantomime. You know what I mean?
The data says, what is
gladiator? Christ. I mean, come on, Ronnie, you must know because they brought it back a couple of years ago. It was nothing like the original. But he's in
the same age group as Sid Driver. You know, blankety blank.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The world of TV. Yeah, I can remember actually watching the American one. When I used to work in pubs, and you get home at 1 a.m. The American one would be on like ITV, like through the night.
Lots of Jets coming in. I remember Vogue. I don't remember Jet.
Jet was the one with black hair.
Well, I'd imagine so with jet black hair. Yeah, that's kind of.
Well, maybe she liked planes.
She liked her. Yeah, she does dancing, mate. Every morning.
Jet.
Who's he playing now, Matt? Is he still at St Mirren?
Who's that?
Is he at St Mirren, Jet?
Who's it? Oh, Aberdeen.
He's at Aberdeen now.
He got moved to Aberdeen. He was at Livingston, I think. Yeah, they went to Aberdeen. Yeah. I can't remember any of their names other than Jet and Wolf. Oh, Trojan in there. Oh, Lightning. That's me now. Lightning.
What was the referee called, Martin?
John
go
Anderson.
On my first whistle.
John Anderson. Contender. Ready. Quality.
You should do that before we start the show. Contributor. Ready.
Before I had my accident, I used to treat the stairs as the old travelator. You know, can I get to the top? Yeah. Smash through the plexiglass.
What's the programme, Matt, with Dusty Bin? Was that 3-2-1?
3-2-1.
Ted Rogers.
3-2. Now, we saw Dusty Bin and Ted Rogers in Panto at Southend. 3-2-1. Yeah, brilliant. Again, that'd be a show most kids don't know.
Well, Sid's uncle is still having the wow meat for Christmas, I reckon. But blankety blank says Sid still hasn't got a clue. Brilliant. So yeah, COVID situation, because it is a bit of a piss take at the moment. It's all of a mess. Which you know, considering the EFL, Matt, we had this conversation in the summer when they first broke the season up the first time, because the EFL were at a loss then. There was no leadership being shown, and there's none again. The clubs are the tail's wagging the dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't sound right, but we'll carry on.
That was a film, Wag the Dog, Robert De Niro. Yeah, it's again EFL being a bit farcical. I'm told that if you've got 13 senior pros or something out, then the game will be postponed. But Lincoln have 48 players to choose from if you take in their first team into account, and they're 23s. So I just
don't we have a squad of 22 that they name at the start of the season?
Well, that's bollocks, though, isn't
it?
Yeah, they do. They do.
You do in the Premier League. I don't think you do it, do you?
No, you do, because Miles Kenlock's not registered, is he?
No.
But you can still. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. So we could not play Kenlock in the league.
No.
Then is what you're saying?
No, you can't play. That's why he's not playing at all in the
does
league
that-
because you can't play him.
Do they have to? Is that for the season, Martin, or do they name it again in January?
No, in the January window, you could otherwise you'd obviously have an issue where you'd bring a player in and wouldn't be able to register him. But in
Just
January,
seems nonsense at this level.
or is this Feb? It might even be Feb the 1st because obviously January 31st,
No,
all
yeah.
shit going on.
I don't think it's a nonsense at this level, though. When we're not in the same
Any
realm
level.
Premier League, are we? So I mean, you should be able to pick from your 50 playing staff. I think.
Look, if a club employs a player crunch on any contract, they must view him as a decent prospect. So why are you not able to bring him in?
They were on about the Middlesbrough Sheffield United game because they were going to have to play that. Wilder wasn't very happy. In the end, it was cancelled. But they were telling him he'd have to recall loan players, and you're thinking loan players have sent out for a reason, aren't they? Because obviously they're not ready for the first team. They're out to progress. So you recall someone for one game, and then what happens? It's look. I can see it from both sides because say it was Town and we had, say, Bond was injured, Morsey was injured, Edmondson was injured, then we got a few COVID. We'd be looking to do exactly the same. So we can't sit here and preach to everyone and say, "Oh yeah, you're cancelling your game, you should play," because we'd do exactly the same.
I'll tell you what they should do. They should do what the NFL do, right? And they should have injury reports where you've got to list the player on an injury report. If he misses training or he's limited in training, and he's got. I think he's got to be on. I think he's going to be on an injury report 3 times.
Yeah, great.
Leading up to it before you can declare him out of the game.
Everyone's caught up with me now. Neil Perks has caught up with me. Mike the Fishman's caught up with me. I said Scott Twine, everybody, in the summer.
We'll get to that a bit later on because you've got some interesting names on your list. You have really interesting names, but I just feel like because at the moment it's whole COVID and injuries. Well, if you had an injury report, that's a little bit more in depth. Clubs have to list.
Newcastle, Martin. The other night they got 2 or 3 injured in that game against United. Obviously, Sam Maximan was injured. Wilson was injured. 2 of their better players. And then they've cancelled the game against Southampton. Now, you telling me they've cancelled it because they've got COVID everywhere, which they've probably got some COVID cases, but they're using it to their advantage. Because if you were Newcastle and you're in the Premier League,
you'd wait for
you're down the bottom. You want your better players playing, don't you?
You'd wait for Kieran Trippier to get off the bus, from the airport, swapping the Champions League for the Championship. Hey, good old Kieran.
They've won less games than Norwich, Newcastle.
Kieran Trippier's on his way, apparently.
Yeah, he tweeted out today.
There you go.
A new challenge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He'll enjoy getting Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest next year, won't he? That's a new challenge in itself, Kieran.
I see Lincoln topping up their squad yesterday, mate. I think they signed 1, maybe 2 players. So when we play them next time, they might be stronger. But it is what it is.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
People pardon the pun, but just moving the goalposts to suit them.
Yeah.
I just think
talking of moving the goalpost, 2022 is now here. We are 2 days into it. What we'll do this in 2 ways. First, your hopes for 2022 in terms of Ipswich Town hopes, and then I'll ask you the question of how many games you'll think we'll lose in 2022. Because I said a number the other day, and I thought it was quite a low number. I thought people were surprised, but people weren't. So, what's your hopes first and foremost? Which obviously try not to say promotion because that's clear as the day is long, as night follows day. It's a podcast. We've got to try and make some sort of fucking content, chaps.
Well, I'll start. I just hope we can get back to being creative and innovative on the pitch, hopefully, which I think we probably will under McKenna, having seen the game against Wickham. Just to get the fans entertained again. Because Lambert football was boring. The tail end of the McCarthy reign was boring. And then even Cookie started off with great expectations, and even then we were all sitting there in that Barrow game going, this is boring. So it's just sort of give people something to look forward to, give Ipswich fans something to look forward to, because we put that video out last week, didn't we? The Norwich get battered. 32,000 views it got, and there's loads of Norwich fans just reminding us of where we are. That's fine. We couldn't beat Barrow. I can't remember the last time you beat Norwich. Going back to, was it 2009? Was it?
Yeah, 9.
So these are just things that we should aim for long term in terms of getting back to parity with Norwich, and that starts with being entertaining and creative on the pitch, I think, which is been sadly lacking for a lot of the the younger fans that we've got. I think they've just gone out of a sense of duty, I would say.
I like Kiwis. I really hope we keep Wharton. That's the sort of thing we want. I like that. Mike the Fishman, creativity. Stephen says consistency. Cruncher?
Well, it's got to be consistent and progression, you know. I know we're probably going to chat about like the rest of this season. It's still going to be hard. I think Matt probably agrees with me to make the playoffs from where we are at the minute.
Yeah.
But we want to see progression on the pitch. We're not going to give up. I know we're not going to give up, but we want to see them progress. Entertaining, yeah, it is an entertainment business we're in because we've been getting good support, haven't we? You know, we're probably average 20,000.
Yeah.
You know, them last two games, obviously 29 there at Sunderland and then 26 against Wickham. But it is all about progression. But it's winning football games. I know people having a go at Wickham and they were having a go at them yesterday at Charlton. But they went to Charlton yesterday and they got a great 1-0 victory. And that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about that 3 points at 10 to 5 on a Saturday and like 9:45 on the midweek. So it's all about winning games, progressing. And like McKenna said in his post-match after Wickham, let's see where we are in a couple of months. If we can put a little run together, you don't know with football. But saying that, we haven't done that since 2003. We haven't won 5 games on the spin, and that is what we're going to need to do to get up the league.
Yeah,
that's just being realistic. I'm not giving up. I'm not saying we can't make the playoffs. I'm just looking at it realistically at the minute. Where we are, we're going to have to go on a run that will probably put you in the top 2.
It's a tall order.
It is a tall order.
It's a tall order.
When I say entertainment, I'm not looking like, you know, flicks and all that kind of thing, or Rabonas and all that kind of stuff. Entertainment for me is a team that's on the front foot. It's pressing. It's trying to get the ball. It's pressing high. All those kind of things that McKenna has said. You know, it doesn't have to be flashy football, Barcelona tick attack, all that kind of stuff.
Brown, I'm not saying we can't make the playoffs.
No, you're saying it's an Everest-sized task. That's a fair, because it is an Everest. But you've got to climb Everest at some point. So why not now? Why not this year?
The fact remains, we're going into the second half of the season. How many points are we behind 6? 9, 10?
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
Well, Plymouth are now in 6th on 24, 43. We've got 32. So
there you go. That is a tall order. I mean, that's just a fact.
It's wins though. It's going to get us there. It's like Callie said on Thursday.
Yeah.
You're going to go to places like Sheffield Wednesday. You go there. Normally, you'd say go to Sheffield Wednesday, get a point, good result. We really need to be going there, and we need to be beating these teams.
I like that.
The teams around you, you've got to take the points off them.
Kiwi. I also hope we thrashed the Wimps 10-0 for crying off.
And McKenna's got a big task on his hands because he's got to turn around an underachieving culture.
Yeah.
And he's a new guy on the
block. 8 games, Matt. We've won 8 games in 24.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we should have walked this league, in my opinion, with the budget we've put out there. We should have walked it.
Try and warn you all, but there we go.
We should have walked it. We should have absolutely walked it. So he's got to turn around an underachieving culture. And we've seen the green shoots in the Wickham game. Because I certainly think that was the performance of the season for me. Not in terms of like maybe an entertainment level, but just there was tactics there. There was it seemed like a game plan, didn't it? It seemed like a game plan.
We more of a team, didn't we?
More
of a team we looked at.
Yeah, exactly.
We knew what we were doing.
Great performances don't have to be flashy. It's like Portsmouth or Wickham away. It can be cohesiveness on the pitch.
It'd be really unfair for me to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's me. I think the Burgess substitution, which was inadvertently forced on him, changed the game. So I think Burgess dealt with the long balls better than Coulson would have done, and that was Wickham's game plan, as it proved again recently. They launched balls. We moved Norwood to the left side, and they were kind of nothing. Like Wickham forced you to defend a long ball and a lot of tricks and sorcery in football. You know, the referees let you walk the line, as it were.
I want us to be more streetwise as well. I want us to be more streetwise because I get a lot of people after the games like we're saying, oh, look at these teams like Oxford, they're cheating. It's not cheating. It's being smart. You know, when we go to these places away and we're winning 1-0, if you lay down on the floor, take the sting out of the game. Everyone does it. Yeah, you know, we need to wise up a little bit.
You can't be crying about that. No, exactly.
No.
Right. We have got 22 games left of this current season. And then obviously the start of next season, depending on what league you think we may be in. How many games do you think we're going to lose in 2022 as a whole? I said 15 on the show the week, but I actually was thinking 12. So 15 or 12.
League games?
Yes, league games. I'm going to say 12. We're only going to lose 12 league games in the year 2022.
So you're going across 2 seasons here, then?
Across 2 seasons.
Wow. Well, that's a difficult question, that, though, isn't it? Because, we could put the run together that Mike thinks we might be able to do and get in the championship.
Well, I think we will, and I think we'll this time next year we'll be a championship side. So that is my prediction prediction. So that's 12 games defeated and a championship side. Because I believe in McKenna and I believe in what I've seen in 190. Then again, 190 is only 190. Raheem Harper, how you doing? Happy New Year. So I don't know, but I'm saying 12. What are you two saying?
I need to get a fixture list up here.
Colin says 6. In a whole calendar year, that's a big.
Colin did tell us on Thursday, Matt, that we were going to go unbeaten for the rest of the season.
He did. So he's losing 6 championship games.
I do like Colin's optimism.
Well, he does have the Doncaster. This is a statement to the rest of the league.
This is Matt did say. Matt said this is a championship performance.
He did.
It was. It just happened to be against a non-league style team.
Safety guy. McKenna didn't arrive with a magic wand. He's basically got to work with a set of underachievers in the main. You can shape them and hopefully bring some new in, but don't beat miracles. Matt says 12. Ben says 18.
18?
It's high, isn't it? Fucking hell. That's a bad 2022, that is. I'm being positive here, Ben. Come on.
So you're looking at it's probably going to be about 46 games then. 44, 46 over the 2.
Yeah. I'm saying 12.
My gut is that I think we'll still be in League One next season. So I'm looking at the end. I'm looking at the fixtures we've got this year. I think Sheffield Wednesday. I reckon we'll probably lose 4 games between now and the end of the season.
Okay.
And then going into next season, I'm going to go 7 because I think
7.
I think we'll start again as favourites next season with a depleted Derby coming down. Hopefully we'll start off like we should have done this year. But didn't.
Nick's gone 22. I'm not quite sure. Nick, we're going for the games. I pay 22. We're fucked if it is. It could happen, I suppose. It's 10 for
I'll go between 10 and 12. I think we'll lose.
Good number, 12. I like it.
Yes. Rick, you say, are you thinking that we're going to be in the championship next season as well?
No.
That's a lot of
games. 12's high.
That's high in League One, right? Were you going 6 between now and 6? We
lost 8 all years. All year.
If you went 6 the rest of this season, then 6 at the start of next season. How many games have teams at the top lost?
Rotherham have lost 4. Sunderland have lost 5.
Yeah, so if you're going to lose 4 or 5 to be in them top 2 at Christmas time next year, I'd say I'll go 11. There you go. I'll go 11.
Okay, 11. So 12, 11, and Matt's gone with 8. Was it?
7.
Do apologise. 7. There we go. We'll come back and we'll visit this on the 1st of January 2023. Note the time in the logbook community. It is 33 minutes and 5 seconds. Legacy Bates can't believe what he's hearing. He may be appearing a bit later on in the show. We do only want to go for 60 minutes though, Mike. So we'll see if we can get to it. Although we are coming to the last point. So, I mean, possibly so. Shopping list. Who do we want in this January window? I'm going to start with things off with the media mogul. Here he goes. Here is little graphic. Moguls must get. And you've got 3 names on there, Matt. Talk us through them.
Well, I'll start with Fernandez, Alvaro Fernandez. So I do think McKenna's going to revisit Man United. I'd be absolutely amazed if he doesn't. There's an abundance of options he could do. A lot of their academy came through under Solskjaer, albeit not maybe playing loads of games, but in terms of training with the first team. So you'd have seen him on a daily basis. So Fernandez is 19 in March, Spanish, obviously, came to United from Real Madrid Academy. He plays left back, which is a position I think we need to strengthen. I'd love to keep Coulson, but unfortunately can't keep.
Send it back, Matt. Send it back. I want availability. That's the best ability. I don't want players that are injured all the time.
So Fernandez for me, and I think there's more Man United options there. We might come to in a minute. But he's played in the EFL Trophy 3 times. He had very broken English when he arrived in England. He spent the whole of lockdown learning English, so he speaks it well now. And I think that could be someone that McKenna will look at and maybe look to bring in.
Okay.
Alvaro Fernandez, 19.
2 others there. Is it Nicky Cadden?
Nicky Cadden, yeah. So one of my bugbears this season has been we've not been able to replicate what Burns does on the right, on the left.
Good player he is. I see him in the playoffs last year for them.
For Forest Green. So he can play left midfield or left wing back. He's had a bit of a weird career. He's only 25. But he's had a lot of clubs in Scotland. He started at Airdrieonians. Then he went to Livingston. Then he went to Ayr. Then he went to Greenock Mawson. Then he got picked up on a free by Forest Green. And his strengths are crossing. You know, I don't know how quick he is. I'm sure he's not as quick as probably what Carl Edwards is. But the fact is, he was around back November, December, leading the League Two for crosses into the box.
I forgot about Carl Edwards.
Yeah. So that's something we've really missed, I think, because, you know, albeit Edwards tries really, really hard and takes on a man, his crossing is not that good. So Cadden is properly, you know, we know Edwards is right-footed, so cutting in. But
you'll never get Athalion. I don't see that ever happen.
Well, that was just one. I put that one in there because that's a funny one for me, because he's a London lad, right? And he played one game for West Ham and he scored, I think, in the FA Cup against Doncaster in like the third or the fourth round. They won 4-0. He couldn't really break in. So he went to Bolton. But if you go back to the start of the season, just after we lost 5-2 to Bolton and Athalion scored 2, didn't he, and turned KVY inside out and made him look a bit of a mug. They lost their captain, Surcevic. Anthony Surcevic. He went to Stockport. So he's dropped down from League One to Stockport. Well, that's what I'm thinking. You know, I do feel like Athalion's probably gone to Bolton just to put himself in the shop window. So, yeah, he's only been there half a season, but he is someone, if we were still playing 4-2-3-1, I still wouldn't rule that out, by the way, in the future, with McKenna being quite flexible in tactics. He plays on that left side. He's got 7 goals this season. If he'd scored 7 goals for us, he'd be our second top scorer. So clearly, someone else who has an impact on the left side.
All right, I'll give you my shopping list and we'll finish with the crunches and these interesting names. I've got 3 names: McNeil, Matete from Fleetwood, and Hardley from United. McNeil, I'm going to start with. He's a striker. He's aggressive. Yeah, really highly thought of at United, actually, Charlie McNeil. And they're looking to try and get him a loan spell out. He was part of the unique work experience scheme which United devised. Listen, you need a striker
to begin with.
He's been dubbed the next Carlos Tevez, which to me, that's quite big shoes. The next Carlos Tevez. Played for City, now plays for United, crossed the divide. I'm just thinking, we need a striker. You got Bon, you got Norwood, and then what we got? Joe Pigott, who possibly could move on, we don't know. Caden Jackson. And as you say earlier, I think we're going to see a couple of United. So Hardley is another player there. A left back, you had Fernandez. So I went a bit further into the bag of tricks. But there's also Pye there, a guy called Pye who signed from Sunderland for $500,000. They could look to get him loaned out. The exciting thing about the McKenna, I suppose, is that there's lots of United players that are on the verge of the first team. Yeah. I mean, if you want to be greedy, you got Alanga still there. Got a chap they signed from Atlanta, $38 million last year. Can't get a look in. Depends how highly they think McKenna and Pert can look after them and bring them along. That's the key to it all. That's what do they feel? The last one is Matete from Fleetwood. Run rings around us in the opening game of the year, home game against Fleetwood. I would personally buy him and loan him back to Fleetwood because I don't think he'd probably fit into the team this year. And I think he's better served playing games, and he's playing games for Fleetwood. That would then, of course, help them. They might see it more favourably in terms of a transfer fee.
Look at you getting big time.
If they feel like they're going to loan him back, why not? He's better served playing than watching Morsey and co.
But people were saying on the show, the other day that
£5, David Coleman. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Well done, David. We need another foil for Morsey because people are saying they're not rated.
That is what he would be, but his development is better. Like the guy from we're talking about Man United, they want to get him out on loan because his development is being stunted by not playing. You don't want to bring a young player in like the chap from Fleetwood, and then stunt his growth by sitting him behind Sam Morsey, who does seem to pick up bookings, but never seems to pick up bands. So I don't understand how he does it. He's a magician with yellow cards. He makes them disappear.
Yeah. I mean, this is the great thing about the United connection, isn't it? They know safe pair of hands. We talk about it on here sometimes. That's such a trusted thing in football. They will know what they're getting if they come to Ipswich through McKenna and Pert. It's great. Rather than that, then go to bloody Steve Evans.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. So you've got the Moguls must-gets, You got the Govs. What have I named mine? Govs got to haves. And this is the Crunchers list. This is interesting names. So, we'll let him talk you through it. It's the Crunchers sleeping through.
There you go.
Crunchers.
We've got enough players there at the minute for him to work with. I'd be signing Bond permanently. I'll be signing Walton, and I'll be signing Selena if you can sign them.
Why would you sign Selena?
Because I think he's. Would you not sign him?
I would in a heartbeat.
Has he really impressed you this season, other than the fantastic goal against the Crew? Has he really impressed you?
He's on his day. He's the best player in this league, Matt. You've just got to get him. He's been injured.
Why is he the best player in this league?
He is.
No. How?
On his day.
Rich says so.
On his day. When's his day going to come?
But we're going on one game from McKenna, and suddenly people are saying we're going to sign 3 or 4 players. You've got to think of COVID as well. I don't think there would be that much movement in January. There's not a lot of movement anyway, in January. I think with COVID, a lot of people will be trying to keep most of their squads together.
If you're trying to buy people, the money will talk. Let me tell you that.
Great question from Ben Moore. How much quality do you have in the backup positions, though?
Yeah, very true.
You've got
it's
Chaplin,
the depth
you've
there.
got Scott Fraser, you've got Joe Pickett.
Might be going to Swansea. That rumour's picking up speed again.
Possibly.
Selena seems like a luxury to me at the moment. I'd be sending him back if it was me.
Sending him back?
What?
Fucking hell, man. What have you been on this morning?
What impact has he had on games this season?
Matt, you don't send him back, though, do you? Like, he's better in your ranks than the Mustards.
You can free that spot up to get someone else in. Who might have more.
If Walton goes back, I wouldn't be signing another goalkeeper. I said to Colin, you've got a keeper that you've got a Ladkey there, you've signed. I'll be looking at him for the rest of the season and seeing what he can do.
I reckon Walton will go back, I reckon. He can't have taken too kindly to getting shoved at the Valley. He'll go back and only be the backup.
Don't you need a left wing back?
Yeah, absolutely, which is what we've just said here, yeah. Well, so Selena hasn't done it over there. He's not really, and I've seen it before in here, so I feel comfortable saying this. He's looked nothing like the player that was here on that first loan spell. And I'm a Selena fan, by the way, but he just seems a luxury we don't need. And I do remember, Rich, when we were at the Barrow game, whichever one we were sat with in the Oldham one, and he was doing little flicks and that, and you were going, we don't need that right now.
You know what you're getting from him. You know what you're getting from him, but
that's the problem. We don't know what we're getting.
Matt, you're crazy. Stinner's won 2 matches this season already.
I think with the system we play now, Matt, with that system we're playing, I think he could fit perfectly in there. Yeah. Where you had a Luco.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's give it. He's not actually featured yet, has he? So let's give him an opportunity. But certainly in the first half of the season, he was nowhere near the play that we saw, other than the Crew goal. Fantastic goal. One of the best we've seen at Pullman Road. He was nowhere near. Where's the guy who was shooting from 30 yards? Ain't seen that at all.
No. But I think the Luco role.
He's got 4 goals. So what did he get the season he was here on loan? I think he got 8.
If he was really on top of his game, we wouldn't be sitting in bloody mid-table. Let me tell you that right now. How many other League One teams have got the pedigree of
how many games has he started? How many games has he started?
No, I don't know.
But this is the thing. We signed 3 number 10s. We signed him. We signed Chaplin, and we signed Fraser. And Cook didn't know which one. Well, Fraser didn't hardly play there, but he kept chopping and chopping. When Chaplin came in, he got 6 goals, I think, in 10, and took his chance. So where does he fit in, Matt? Because there's only one going to play. They can't all be playing. And this is what I'm saying. Well, I can't see us signing that many more players. We've got enough as it is.
Well,
maybe the odd player.
But think about that. Chaplin, Morsey, why did they drop down from the Championship? Why? Paul Cook. Do they really want to be here? Does Connor still want to be? I mean, we did a great interview with him. He said, I came here because of the manager. They put their Championship career on hold, on ice, to come down to League One for Paul Cook. Now, the very reason they came here is not here anymore.
Ben Moore, Cadden, I'll get in straight away. Send Coulson back and loan out Clements. I jokingly said to you last night, Rich, Miles Kenlock. Let's see how good Scott McKenna as a coach really fucking is. Here's Miles Kenlock. Make him a decent left back.
Whose dogs is that?
Well, it's Rich, but he's not happy. He's not moving. He's not impressed with the Miles Kenlock.
Kenlock's going, isn't he?
He is going.
Kenlock's out.
So where would he go?
I know everyone's got a clean slate, but is he really going to have a chance? Probably not.
And who would even pick him up?
Sutton United wanted him. Only Sutton
Let's do a
wanted him,
swap
and
deal for your Fernandez, Matt.
No, I just in terms of I saw Matt put in the comments there, Selena hasn't been fit. Well, that's not Ipswich's problem, is it? I mean, he did come with illness. We know that, and it makes me wonder, why did we sign him in the first place? Because there's no one actually involved in the club other than behind the scenes, like a Brian Clew or whatever, who was actually here when Selena was here in the first loan spell.
I don't think you should be getting rid of players of his quality, Matt. Blimey,
No,
we're in League One.
Definitely.
Why would you want to get rid of him?
Hello, he's not shown the quality in any of the games, other than a handful.
Okay, right, we've got 10 minutes. I'm going to try and bring a couple of people in. Let's see what they're going to say. First of all, the moneymaker, Mr. Mike Fisherman Brown. Don't forget, YouTube Super Chat if you want to hear less of his voice. Mike, talk to us. You've heard the lads for the last 45. What's on your mind?
I agree with Matt to a point. I wouldn't get rid of him, but I don't think he's been a world beater, Selena.
No, he's not, has he?
The whole team's been a bit of a wet fart, Mike.
No, with respect, right? Yeah, but players stand out. We had this with Dazelle last year. Oh, he needs better players around him and all that crap. You know what I mean? With respect, Selena for me, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. But we've had this chat, Rich. He needs to pass the ball more and he needs to get his head up more, and just show us more of this player that
he needs a proper run in the team, Mike, because he's been in and out of the side. He's been injured. He came with COVID. He's not had a pre-season. Everybody needs to be a little bit realistic. He had a real bad bout of COVID and a heart problem.
I get that, and no one's saying that. What I'm saying is he has had chances in the team to prove, to get to show, and he hasn't done enough. I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm not going as far as what Matt.
He'll always be that type of player, Mike, who flits in.
Yeah, but then that's not the type of player we need, because we need players to play as a team. That's been our problem all season. We've had 11 individuals out there, and we've not been playing as a team. Yeah. And if, with respect, I like Selena, but if he's not prepared to play in the part of this team, you don't win football matches with 11 individual players. You don't. You win football matches by playing as a team.
I get that.
You could be an average. Listen, you could be an average team and win the Premier League, proven by Leicester.
I get that, but then you need a little sprinkling of that X factor. Who, look at his goal that he scored against. He scored the goal against
the Fleetwood one. Oh, the Crew game.
The Crew game. Yeah. That won us the game. No one else.
I know. But that's one game, Richard. Out of how many?
I'm saying this is what you need. You need players like him.
Yeah, but you also need. I agree. You need players like him, and that's why I'm saying not get rid of him. He needs to be a bit more of a team player. He's more of an individual than a team player. And if he can get in, this is why he struggled at Swansea.
You need players like him. I do agree, and I am a Selena fan, but
so am I.
Yeah. But it's no point saying, "Oh, you got to keep him around because of one good goal against Crew." You need someone who's going to have consistent impact. If that means sending him back to get someone else in that McKenna wants that can consistently give an impact, because you can only have so many loans.
Antoninson with the great point. Problem with Selena was the 100%. Cook system. Absolutely.
Yeah,
form is temporary, class is permanent. You don't send players of that class in League One back to the mustard. You just simply don't do it. Mike, you weren't happy earlier with making the playoffs scaling Everest or whatever. You were.
Well, I just don't understand the thinking behind that. Right, we've had one or two fans. I weren't picking on you, Rich, specifically, but there's been one or two fans that are saying we're never going to make the playoff. Season's over. We might as well just stay at home then, watch games on iPhone.
Well, you do.
Quite frankly, no. Listen, we've had. I've been quite negative about Town the last year. Yeah, right. And I just feel there's a complete change in the atmosphere with regards to what's going on, and I'm one that's picked up on it more than anyone, I think, because I honestly believe that we have a bloody good chance. 10 points is only 3.5 games.
Yeah,
and this league is mad. So we started off badly, but if we stand in here saying, "Oh, we won't make the playoffs," never going to happen. Look, we may not. I'm not saying we won't, but at the end of the day is we've got to go for it. Otherwise, we might as well start every season. Well, we're not going to win the league, so we may not bother.
To Richard's defence, though, Mike, he was saying that, but he was saying it's a tool. 4 games is a tool.
I'm just saying, from where we are, Mike, We need to. I'm not ruling it out. I'm just saying we need to be realistic, and we're going to have to go on the sort type of run that would win you a league. We got to go on championship form, and we've won.
Like Blackpool did, yeah.
But then,
so
how many Blackpools might come along and say in 2 or 3 seasons? Hardly any. You know, that was.
Why? Hang on. We did it when. Listen, when was it? Roy Keane left. Paul Jewell. No, yeah. When did
All right, can I ask you a question, right? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Tradition. No, carry on. Sorry, I'll come back to you in a minute. Carry on.
McCarthy came in that season, and if we'd have played like that in the first half of the season, we'd have won that league. That's how many points that we got the second half of that season, and that's where we are right now. To say that our season's a write-off, or to say our season we're not going to make the playoffs, or to say it's as a huge mountain to climb, right now, halfway through the season, is utter madness. And that's not what Town fans should be saying. We should be looking to try and win every damn game possible, right? And if we don't win, if we don't win every game,
okay. How about this? So, to make the playoffs last year, Doncaster won. I think it was 19 games overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got 8 at the moment, so that's
Doncaster
11
didn't
games.
Make the playoffs last year, Martin.
Well, why is it on my league table? Say Doncaster in 6th. All right, ignore what the fuck I'm saying. I'll go and get a league.
Oxford was 6th last season. They finished on 74 points, I think.
Hang on, it's got Doncaster twice. That's why. So, yes, carry on. It is 74 points. You are right. But 19 games.
How many games they win?
18 games.
How many we got left?
22
games. That's 66 points, possible points.
Well, yeah, there you go. Look, Matt Stanhope, we're saying the same things here, Mike. I'm not saying we can't make it. I'm just being realistic from where we are at the minute.
It is tough. It's going to be tough, Mike, because we don't just play.
I'm not saying
it.
Yeah, but some fans are saying we write this season off, or we should just concentrate on doing well this season and then start again next. I mean, that has got to be the most stupid comments I've ever heard in my life.
You know what? They're being realistic.
No, they're not being realistic.
They are. This is a team, Mike, that's won. Listen.
Do you honestly think Bobby Robson, when we were sat there at fourth from bottom in 78, he turned around and said, "Oh, don't worry about this season. We'll sort it out next."
The thing is, we've got an 8. We've only got an 8-game margin of error. That's the issue here. Like you've got 8 games in which.
We're going on stats now. Are we just going to constantly?
No, we're going on
stats? Let's just go game by game by game. Let's stop trying to predict the future, because we can't predict the future with Ipswich. No team, unless we're sitting second and we're like 6 points clear of third, then maybe. But right now we are middle of the table. If we were closer to the bottom than we were.
There you go. Josh Russell makes a great point here, Mike. Weren't you saying the season was over under Cook? And one game under McKenna, suddenly you say we're going to get in the playoffs.
And I never said. I said if we keep Cook, there's a big difference between saying season's over. As I said, if you look back, I said that if we keep Cook, the season is over and done with, because we are going nowhere with him.
CJ, anyone see Selina's off the ITFC team list on the website?
Well, the conversation with Selina is, will he be here next season? You know, do you want players hanging around here next season? He ain't going to play League One again, is he, next season? I don't think.
£2.50 from Neil. Thank you very much. Resign Walton and Bon and get Fraser. Stephen, you've heard the fisherman. We've only got an 8-game margin of error. Need about 18 to 21 wins, and we've got 8 at the moment. Where are you on this mountain to climb?
Well, of course it's a mountain, but no one's saying. I don't think anyone reasonable is saying that it's impossible. At the end of the day, you know, we can beat Charlton. At the end of the day, on our day. Yeah, and I'm just saying on our day, I don't fear anyone in this league. We've rocked up against Sunderland. Yeah, we haven't got the points, but we're better than them in both games. You know, I don't fear. We've lost a lot of points on luck more than anything else. Other teams have been lucky, and we haven't.
What are you talking about?
Not about luck.
Oh, so you're saying Sunderland were better than us at their patch?
They scored 2.
They got the win. They won the game.
Were they better?
What I'm saying.
No, they weren't better.
Were they better?
That's not the game, though, is it?
Twice. You're saying that's not unlucky?
Unlucky is referee giving a penalty that never was, an own goal or deflection.
They've shown what we need to do. I think when we went there, Johnson would probably have got sacked. Hang on, let me finish. Johnson would probably got sacked if we'd have beat them. They've won 5 and they've drawn 3 of their last 8 games. Now, that is what we need to do. It's all right us on here talking about saying we can do this, we can do that. The first half of the season, Morecambe we've drawn with. We've lost at Cheltenham, AFC Wimbledon. We got smashed by Bolton. The second half of the season, we can't do that. We need to beat these teams. But as Martin says up there, we left ourselves not a lot of wriggle room. We've got to go to these places and we have to win these games.
The point is, I'm trying to get to my point. The point is, I still think we've had a lot of we've been unlucky.
We have. I agree with that.
There have been games where we should have won, and for one reason or another, we didn't. Whether it was Bond's bloody miss, which everybody knows he should have scored. There's been a lot of things gone on.
You can say that every season. You can say that every season.
All right, well, give me
but Rich, Steve, Rich, right? No disrespect, right? But Stephen's right. You after the Morecambe, all these different games, were still defending Paul Cook and defending the team, and now you're saying that's caused us no end of problems. You can't have it both ways, fella.
All right, Mike, hang on. I've got 5 minutes left of the show. I want to bring in Neil Perks. Thanks for the super chat. Come and sort these
guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Sort these 2 out, Neil. Come on.
Sorry, guys, I was somewhere else for a minute. What do you want me to say? Sorry.
You're live on Talking Town. Welcome in.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Just so we're clear, 2022 starting the right way. Points, wins, 8-game margin of error. What do you make of it? Because you've got several different trains of thought. Stephen says we've been unlucky a lot this season. Cruncher says it's not really going to happen. Mike says don't give up. Matt says
Emerson Fairweather there, Neil, says you make your own luck, and the best teams make their own luck, and they do.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with that. For me, I would say regarding this season, I still think we can make the playoffs. Absolutely, top 2 is going to be hard. I mean,
no chance, Neil.
We're getting 6 points for a win.
Well, I didn't say we were going to do. I said it's going to be hard. Playoffs, I can definitely got the chance to the playoffs. Yeah. I think looking at it, 22 games. Honestly and truthfully, obviously, like Crunch says, we can't afford to draw too many. I think we could afford to probably lose no more than 2 or 3 games, but we're going to have to win a lot of the remainder to even make the playoffs, I think. It's doable, though. Still doable, because teams will drop points as well.
I just want to make a point. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that we're not going to do it. That's not my main focus right now. If we make the playoffs, for me, that's a bonus. I want us to win every game, and I'm confident we can win every game. I don't fear no one. I haven't all season. But the point I want to see is I want to see progression. I want to see consistency. Just in case we don't. I don't want one of those seasons where, we just miss out and we've got nowhere and we're going to next year and we've still got nowhere. I want to go to the end of this season. If we just miss out, we can go, we can have a damn good goal next season. I don't want last season to happen this season and us all be on 10 drugs, whether it goes off. We know we can confidently go into the first match and give it a damn good go. We didn't know nothing this season, and we were proved to, well, quite frankly, we were a bit soft, So I want to see progression. I want to see consistency. I still think we could win, at least 11 games out of the last 22.
That might be enough. That might be enough.
I can quite easily see that. There's a lot of teams that we know we should be beating. The Gillinghams, the Morecambes, the Cheltenhams. We should be beating those teams quite handily. I still think, against some of the bigger sides, we can beat them quite handily. But we've got, if we just pick like the Rotherhams and people like that, who we lose to, and we say, well, we'll lose to them, do our best to win them, but if we lose to them, no big whoop, and we beat the rest.
All right.
That's our best way forward. But like Cruncher says, and I agree with him. I've got my ticket to Bolton. I'll be going there.
Good man.
It's like one of those things where we've got to do something we haven't done in nearly 20 years. So it is something that's hard, but it's not impossible. And with the teams around us, it's
great point. I'm going to have to drop you 3 off because I've got to bring Colin in a second, and I want to finish as close as I can to the hour mark. We're already fucking 30 seconds away from it. So, Neil, Stephen, Mike, appreciate all of you. Thank you all so much. We're going to have a few comments. We've got Kiwi. If we have a run and teams in the playoff position have a wobble, it's game on. Put pressure on the teams above and peak into the playoffs, and we go up. Agreed. Very little wiggle room, though. Facebook user. At the start of the season, we threw away points by big mistakes from our defence. Again, we didn't take our chances, didn't have quality, and our defence is poor. There's no excuses anymore. We're an average League One team, but need to get our act together. Ben Moore.
Stephen said 11 wins, so that'd take us to 65.
Yeah, 19
So,
wins.
Still going to have to get. It's 74 points last year. Oxford got.
Well, if you won 11 games out of 22, you've then got to draw more than you get beaten in the remainder.
It's wins that gets up the table.
It is. Ben Moore, McKenna has one game. We're thinking he's the next Alex Ferguson. Let's see if we win our next 5, 6, 7 games.
Totally agree with
See
it.
how we do. Wednesday as a team performance, we need a lot more. Absolutely. Colin, welcome in. I've only got a few minutes. I want to start with something that happened on this day. A day after, or yesterday rather, in 2002, where Burley was angry with his defence because they capitulated. We took a 2-0 lead at Charlton 5 minutes into the game and threw it away to finish 3-2. How were you feeling, you three, back in the day? Come on, that is a big, Chuck, Matt. How much of a big defeat was that for a team that was clinging?
If I seem to remember right, it was Marcus Spence got 2 goals, didn't he?
Did. Yeah, 5 minutes.
And then that lad, was it Robinson? Should have got sent off.
No, he should have been sent off. He snapped someone in half over at the left back. He got a yellow. And then I think he went and scored, didn't he?
Yeah.
Got back in again. That was the game for me, Matt, where I thought Serini, he didn't fancy it. I see him warming up. I think it was a bit sort of frosty the pitch, weren't it? Didn't fancy it. I thought, you're not for me, mate.
Shame that.
Is it the week? Is it next week where we play Dagenham? And that's sort of the curtains on his career.
Andy Marshall
in
the net.
Yeah. Colin, how did you see it back then? 3-2 defeat. You probably thought he was still going to win the league.
Yeah, not good. Not one of our favourite memories. Rich quite rightly says Matteo Serini. Yeah, a bit of a
Serini, you know. I loved him so much. I called my cat Serini.
I like Serini.
Wasn't one of my favourite signers of all time. I've got to say, while Rich is on, I love that top. It reminds me so much of Mirren to Van Basten.
There
he is.
Number 12.
88. You're
I'm paying
40
3 minutes
goal,
added
Colin.
on time, Colin. So you've heard the lads, you've heard Rich, you've heard Matt, Stephen, Mike, and Neil Perks. What do you make of the show's points overall? Where are you on it all?
I think it's been very, very good. There's been a lot of, general like chatting amongst us, and I think most of us are on the right side of it. I mean, I agree with what Rich said about the fact that, we haven't done this in a long, long time. But like Mike and Neil and a few other people in the chat have said, we just must, like you must never, like I always say, and I really mean it. I always say to my boys, must never give up in life. And then once you start giving up in life, you might as well just, might as well put a couple of nails in your coffin and go down the hole, Because, I just believe while there's life, there's hope, and there's certainly a lot of hope. I think with Kieran, I just think we're going to find, I think in the new year, a revitalised town. I think, and I think that's going to be rather, Gov. I think that's going to be rather low key-ish under Kieran. I start drinking the shots because I'm going to mention his name.
Oh, here we go.
I do see,
Took him 1.5 minutes.
I do see a lot of a young Bobby in him.
He's only been here for a cup of coffee so far, Colin.
No, I really like the bloke. I like how he's coming across. I like how he's coming across more than anything with the players, and also how he's conducting himself professionally within the club. A lot of people might not think too much about the thing with the coaching and that kind of thing. I think that's very professional. I think that's very Arsenal. It's very Man United, very Man City, very Liverpool. And, when you've got somebody at the helm who's conducting himself in that manner, the players, and I think Norwood is possibly taken a lot from this, if I'm quite honest. If I'm being quite honest, because I think it might even do, I mean, obviously in the next day or two or next week or two, we're going to find out obviously a lot more what's going to happen with James. And But I personally think if he stays on, which I hope he does now, for at least the end of this season, I think that could make him the fact that that Kieran, you know, like the kind of school teacher, his headmaster stroke, you know, tutor kind of person he is. I think that could really, really help that man. And it could even help him into next season, hopefully into the championship, because I've not given these playoffs up, not one little bit. And I think, like you quite rightly said a minute ago, Gav, Matt and Rich, we've got 22 games left here. You know, that's a lot of points. That's 66 points. And
absolutely, Colin, absolutely, that's a great point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it there because it's 1 hour and 5 minutes, and I know the Mogul said to me, the first thing he said to me today was, "Make sure it's only an hour." So
don't be blaming me. By the way, McKenna's not the new Fergie because Fergie lost his first game at Man United. They lost 2-0 to Oxford.
Did he? Did he really?
Yeah.
Things you never knew. Stephen Parry said he reminds me more of George Burley. Kiwi says Kiwi goes to the fridge and gets a beer. Cheers, Colin. Josh says one game. Can we stop acting like he's Fergie, please? Then he says 400 grand for Holy. What a waste of money. And George, that's because George says host it to leave change join.
I think he got another zero on there, probably 40.
That's a great bit of business either way. 40 or 400 because he's signed on a free transfer and he's not played barely.
No way Holy go for nearly $500,000.
No,
I can't see that. Can you at Cambridge?
This has been an
I ain't got 400 grand to bloody put together. Not for it.
Is the Mogul in a different location? Maybe the car was on a meter, says Matt Stannard. Absolutely. Look, it's been a really great show. Considering that, you know, in a football drought, as the Kiwi Tractor Boy called it, this has been a really good show. I appreciate Stephen, Neil, David for the super chats, all of you for the super chats, Colin for coming on as well. Tomorrow's show, I'm not quite sure if we're still going to be doing it or not. I'll be communicating through social media. If it is, it's me, Stephen Thompson, and Neil Moles.
Put your feet up. Have a rest.
Do you know what? After every show so far, the next day, all I've done is sleep.
Can I just say one last thing?
Go for it. Of course you can. We'll close the show with you. Go for it. Floor is yours.
What did you three think of the photo of Swede Herring? God rest his soul. The cheerleader.
This used to be the cheerleader around Portman Road in the 60s. He was a bus conductor.
Yeah,
he was back to the show. Yeah, yeah.
He was a top.
Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking